Hello, my name is Joseph, and this is the first, developer video entry update thing for Homegames. I am the person who made Homegames, by the way, I guess. Uh, anyway, we don't know how often we're going to do these things or how often really anything. We haven't planned a whole lot out with this whole thing, which is kind of a running theme. But anyway, this is kind of the first one. I just wanted to do a little demo of where we're currently at with Homegames. And hopefully it doesn't look like this in a month or 2 months or anything like that. And we'll kind of keep you updated with videos like this. Anyway, so since this is the first one, I'll do kind of from scratch how I get started if I'm just trying to play Homegames stuff. So I'm on Mac and I'm going to homegames.io here and just downloading the executables that we have. Yes. And then you're going to do this and unzip it and ignore my files. And there's two things here. There's two kind of services or servers that we need to run. One is the core Homegames server, which is, the node process that basically has all of the game state and will send it out to clients. And so we're just going to double click that. Okay, perfect. So I'm an unidentified developer. So I'm going to system preferences to say that that's all right. So anyway, since I'm an unidentified developer, I need to go into my system preferences and basically whitelist these specific executables, since they're kind of just things that we downloaded from the internet. Promise nothing is going weird here. We just don't really know what we're doing to make this stuff more official, I guess. But same kind of thing with the other one. This is the web server, so this is the thing that will serve the web app to anything that goes to homegames.link in a browser, which we'll go through in a little bit. So again, open anyway. Basically just tell the Mac, tell Mac OS I'm cool with these things running. So now we have these two processes. We have the game server and we have the app server running. And you'll notice homegames.link I have open over here, and it just says none. It's because at the time I went to homegames.link, there was nothing running a Homegames instance, but now there should be. So if I refresh, it takes a little bit to load all the assets coming in, but here we have this kind of basic game list thing. I'm going to do full screen and refresh. And so, yeah, this is kind of our main dashboard. If you listen to our podcast, we've been talking a lot about our dashboard. So this is what it looks like. Essentially, these are all different games, and you see there's like a default thumbnail. It just says Homegames. It's something that we drew up on a Surface tablet as like a default logo. And then we have this draw game, which has an actual thumbnail. You'll also notice all these images are cut off, like the bottom 10%. That's new to me. But anyway, we're just gonna kind of go through these and just do a little demo of each. Home button test was intended to just be a home button test, to test moving between games in the dashboard. You can always come back to this dashboard by refreshing, but you wanted the idea of a home button within those games. So like here, it'll bring up this modal, and I can either create my own session or it'll list all the other current sessions in the game, or that of this game. So I'm just going to create my own session, and this is a randomly generated string, just to kind of test. I think this is actually my name. I don't remember. But anyway, that's it. The whole thing is just this background is a home button. So if I click it, I go back home, and that's really it. And so if I go back here, create session, actually I'm going to open up a new tab. Homegames.link, and so here, same kind of thing. Both of these people are able to create their own session. But if I do this and I create my own over here, it actually refreshed my page over here, so it took down the modal. That's a bug. But now I have session 2, which is session ID, and how many players are in it. And I can click into this, and now I'm in the same person's session. Kind of cool. But since it's just a home button test, there's nothing else going on. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to do. It's just that. So I'm going to go back over here. And then this person's still in the game. And that's kind of it for the home button test. It's really the worst. It's really the worst thing I could have shown, first off. But I'm just going down the list. Anyway, performance test. Another simple one. This is just filling up the screen with rectangles to test how bad the performance gets when we have a certain amount of entities on the screen. Maybe you can see in the video, you can definitely see in real life, this is slowing down significantly on each row. You can start to see them chunk across. It's just a way for us to kind of gauge the performance of the game server and the web client rendering at any given time. That's about it. It'll fill up with 10,000 things on the screen eventually. It just takes a long time. We're not going to watch that. So I'm going to refresh. And now we have Clicktionary, which is kind of a real game in a sense. Sorry about that. Need to record the podcast. That's what that timer is about. So here, I'm one person in this game. So in the top left, here's the player list of everybody who's in it. And in the top right is my actual name. And I can kind of show an example of that by doing the multiple session thing again. I'm going to join this Clicktionary session, and now there's two people. So me, the second person over here. Yeah, see, different names in the thing, but whatever. So anyway, person A over here is going to start the game. And you see on the left, I have a word. I'm trying to draw a word. What does a peasant look like? I don't know. Something... something like this. And they're sad. And person B over here has to guess basically what this is, but you'll notice there's no text input. It's really because this is kind of an in-person game. You're meant to be talking to these people that you're playing with. So let's say the person B over here gets the word peasant, and person A is like, cool, I don't want to wait for these 25 seconds to be up, so I'm going to hit new round. And then now person B sees the word for a little bit, what it was, just to confirm, and then now person B is the one up, kind of, and person A is the one that has to guess. So I'm drawing lip gloss over here. Should be red. Yeah. Whatever. That's lip gloss. Performance is pretty bad right now, especially because I'm doing screen recording stuff on the Mac. And I think that's probably slowing down something, I don't know. But, you know, the actual drawing itself kind of works if you're slow with it, and it updates on both. So that's kind of one of the closest things that we have to a game at this very moment. Yazid is currently working on a way cooler game that I think he'll be talking about on this week's episode of the podcast. But we will see that when it happens, I guess, because I don't really know much about that game either. Word Match is another one. This was kind of the original, or one of the original games as well. I'm going to join this. Oh, that is not 0 players. Cool, though. Anyway, tons of bugs. That's one of the things here. Word Match. Okay, super busted. Live demo. I think it might be a player ID bug. It was supposed to... it doesn't think either of us is playing right now. Anyway, the whole thing is you type in a word, and the words between the two of you are supposed to match. It'll give you these two cards. This is embarrassing. We're going to go to the next one. Draw. This was the original draw thing. You'll notice in Clicktionary, we just have some drawing stuff. This was just the original draw test. It generates a random pixel basically every time it registers a click action. Kanye, just to test that we can load in images. So this here is an image, and this here in the top left is an image. This thing here will clear the board, and then this will change the background color, which is not a great move. Anyway. So yeah, you can change the color here. It's not great looking. And then I can click this home button, and I'm back home. Slaps. Okay, it refreshed the thing again. Slaps is what we call slapjack, but our version of slapjack because it's totally busted. This is 0 players again, so I'm thinking something's totally busted with this. Coming in hot with this the commit this is based on, so maybe maybe this isn't the best video to put up. Anyway, I'm just gonna put it up. This will be number 1 to show how many bugs we have had, whatever. Slaps, it's a card game. It allocates, or it'll give out cards to people. Anyway, I'm actually gonna restart these. There we go. All right, we got bugs. I'm not gonna restart these because there's bugs anyway. This is a mess. Move test. So this is something that we were doing just to test if something can move smoothly, and the commit this is based on, I removed the smooth movement, so now each thing is kind of one key down, one pixel move. That's not really intended, whatever. It's just because the code that did the smooth movement was really bad, and I removed it when I kind of refactored and split some stuff out. But in a new branch I have, this moves a lot slower, or a lot faster, and it has controller support and gamepad support, whatever, all that kind of stuff. And I can move both of these. So arrow keys to move the brown guy, WASD to move the pink guy, and that's about it. They just move. They also would collide, but it takes a very long time to get there. But I promise they don't run into each other because they know each other. The other thing is there. Sprite test is one of my favorite ones. This was trying to test different states of an animation. Again, these words. What the hell? I've never seen that. Alright, got crazy bugs in here. I have never seen that one happen. Alright, anyway, these guys are supposed to dance. And they're supposed to not disappear like that. I got some things to fix. Layer test. This is one of the oldest tests that we have. So the whole game stuff is structured as a tree with kind of a root node, and you can just add children to, from that node and go from there. Everything is structured in this tree. The way this one works is this back layer here is the root, and everything inside of it is a child. It's like a one, oh my god. It's like a one big, basically, line going down. If you were to kind of look at the tree visually, nothing has more than one child. And it's just going down like this, and then testing that the click registers would actually just go for that one child and not, anything else within that tree. So that goes like that. And again, I can go over here and it'll just, show to everybody. So it'll work on another device as well. If you had a phone or if you had a tablet or whatever, anything with a web browser basically can do this and get here. There's no home button, so again, I'm refreshing these. Name test, I think, just shows you just shows you your name, and that is it. That's an old one. Text test, hello world, and then the number of times people have clicked it. It's super basic. But I can join this here, and it should say 2 players on the screen. Yeah. So that's testing that text works on the screen, I guess, and updating text. So super basic stuff, and like I said, there's a ton of bugs in this, and there's a ton of stuff I'm going to be doing to fix a lot of this and improve a lot of this, but this is kind of where it's at right now, and when we have updates, I will post another video, or we will post another video, Zed will, or someone will. Yeah, check out the website, homegames.io. You can download this and be disappointed, or be impressed, I don't know, kind of dig around the code and whatever, mess with stuff yourself. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks. See you next time.